Oh, hey, there you are. You finally made it. Turns out the world is super messed up and we're all invited. So, without further ado, let's find out why.
There are people living inside of the Earth. It's true. New information from NASA states that there is a large ocean beneath the Earth's crust, after scientists detected movement below the surface. Around 500 miles below, a large supply of water has been found stored in a rock named ringwoodite. But it gets even crazier. Scientists say that this rock is so huge that it contains 3 times the amount of water on the Earth's surface. This causes many to believe that there is more down there than we originally thought, possibly even civilizations. While the news of this discovery was over 10 years ago, it was never talked about. Is the government hiding this information from us? What do you think?
Yeah, this reminds me of a news story I heard before of oceans 3 times the size of the ones on the surface being buried underground. I don't know anything about that stone that they mentioned before or water being encased in that, but it is fascinating nonetheless. It reminds me of stories by, I want to say, Edgar Rice Burroughs about these robot dwellers underground called the Darrows and Taros. It also reminds me of the ant people of the Hopi legends, where the ant people came out from underground and rescued the survivors after a great cataclysm, gave them shelter, and when everything was good to go again, they all came back out from underground. But lastly, obviously, an underground story like this reminds me of the reptilians. And I don't know if the government is hiding anything on this, but maybe we should ask the Kardashians.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
So I grew up on a farm when I was a little kid, and my dad used to take us on these huge nature walks. And one of the first lessons he ever taught us was that if you ever saw a cub, its mother was nearby, and to get the heck out of there. So this guy in this video demonstrated a lot of courage. He didn't bolt because bears love to chase you, and he stood tall and he made a lot of noise, which probably saved this guy's life, to be honest.
No one tells you that Stonehenge was rebuilt by cranes and machines in 1958. You're made to believe Stonehenge was a mystery, and we don't know how it was built. But how long have we been rebuilding it exactly? The truth is, the reconstruction effort started even earlier. In 1901, one of the stones was straightened and set in concrete. More work followed in 1919, 1920, 1959, and even as recently as 1964. These projects involved repositioning stones, re-erecting fallen ones, and using modern machinery to stabilize them. So why is this history downplayed? By presenting Stonehenge as an untouched ancient marvel, those in power keep its mystery alive, attracting tourists and maintaining a profitable narrative. The idea that our ancestors had lost enigmatic knowledge adds to the intrigue and fascination, overshadowing the fact that modern interventions played a big role. Now we know the truth about Stonehenge. It's not what it's made out to be. It's not ancient. It's a lie. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Okay, so I'm calling BS on this one because, Stonehenge is super old. It's definitely not a lie. It's in a lot of historical documents and oral traditions, and Britannica Online even says that construction began in and around 3000 BCE and finished around 1600 BCE. So, sorry, brother. They do fix the sites and maintain them from time to time, but it's definitely an ancient site.
Yep, this is it for us, as scientists have found this angry biblical creature that is larger than a continent coming out of the water, and we have been warned about this for centuries. People were terrified after a biblical end-of-the-world creature was seemingly spotted on Earth, as the Bible warns us in Isaiah 27:1 that a huge Leviathan creature will roam around until Judgment Day, and when it rises, it will be the end for us all. And many are horrified, saying it's rising up now. Experts had taken this aerial view of a huge Leviathan-like head underneath the ocean, with many saying it cannot be landmass, as what appears to be its head is moving. Many people were terrified, with even sonar equipment back in May showing something dark and hundreds of feet in the water starting to move to the surface, and it's already bigger than the size of Texas. It's believed to be coming to the US, as Wyoming recently just had a huge crack the size of 6 football fields open up almost immediately, with scientists still not knowing fully how or why. Even just the frequency of earthquakes recently, to even several whales and animals just ending up on the shore not alive anymore, have all been eerie signs. Several articles and studies have not been able to fully clarify where all these things are coming from, and they could be completely unrelated to each other.
Yeah. Seriously? I know about the anomaly, and I know it's weather related, and I think it has something to do with possibly electromagnetic interference or anomalies. And I even think it's gone. But Leviathan and Cthulhu, I mean, that's so fun to think about. That's such a fun thing to talk about. But please, please, I hope nobody believes this.
This photo was taken by hikers in Bolivia. Initially, it just looks like an attractive shot of the surrounding area, but something odd can be spotted on the other side of the lake. Zooming in closer, there appears to be a semi-transparent creature walking along the edge of the water. We can see that the creature resembles the gray alien, with elongated arms and legs, a rounded head, with large bulbous eyes. The creature seems to be semi-transparent and doesn't have a reflection, so is this some kind of interdimensional creature, or just an elaborate hoax?
So I'm calling CGI crap on this one. Just does not feel real at all to me. What do y'all think?
Look at the muscle tone on this statue made from a single piece of rose granite. Check out the detail between the toes. This is incredible. This rose granite ranks an 8 on the Mohs scale of hardness, with a diamond being 10, so it's extremely, extremely hard. This detail is amazing. Look at this garment. Look at the detail on the belt, almost like an ultrasonic cutting tool was used, and of course the belly button.
All right, so I absolutely love ancient history and mysteries and how things got done, and the mystery of the megaliths and the concepts of ancient civilizations. So when you see a video like this, it reminds me of the work of Ben Van Kerkwijk and Randall Carlson, actually going into the math of this stuff. The precision required, according to these guys, would be, similar to computer-aided design today, or even 3D printing, or at least on some level, with the vases, a 3D generated computer-aided design program, and even potentially high-end lasers. There's lots of evidence for cutting and wheels that shouldn't have existed, blades, rotating blades. So I love this video, and this guy does cool stuff too.
A police body cam captures lady vanishing out of nowhere.
Hey, how's it going?
I was speeding, wasn't I?
Yeah, you completely blew past that stop sign in front of me.
I did. I'm so sorry. I literally didn't even see it.
No
This
worries.
is my first time being pulled over.
Alright, can I see your driver's license registration, please?
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Here's my license, but this is my mom's car, so...
Where are you headed to where you're speeding and missing stop signs?
I was just headed to a friend's house. It's like literally right there. It's
Okay.
a birthday party.
Got it.
Not mine, but...
Any drugs or alcohol in the vehicle?
No, of course not.
Alright. Sit tight, Sarah. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Your registration is
Where did she
What
go?
the? Sarah? What the heck? Sarah? 3201 to dispatch.
This one was super fun. If that girl really did disappear somehow, maybe she's a time traveler, or maybe had her own kind of time slip. But skeptic in me wants to say bull.
Witchcraft, demons, Satanism, right in the heart of where we're going now. Right behind me is one of the most haunted places in the whole of the UK. 12 people from this area were accused of witchcraft and they ended up on the end of a rope. They were cut down and they were buried in an unmarked grave. I believe that angry spirits still haunt this area today. One of the most strangest things about this story is she's always seen headless.
Right now, guys, we are headed to Pendle Hill.
Now, there's very weird places around where we are. One of them is reported to have been the site where Demdike met the devil, and we are going to take the guys there.
Oh my God! Oh!
The devil is real.
Was something demonic summoned on accident?
Yo, what the f is that?
Is there a demon here?
Kill yourself. The witches are waiting for you.
It just got so much colder. So what's like the scariest part of this whole area to you?
As soon as you turn your lights off, you'll find out.
I know this is just a trailer for a show, but it's super cool, right? The Salem witch trials, a lot of innocent people were burned at the stake and drowned, and probably even worse, right? So this whole concept of misery and death, there's got to be some imprint on history here, right?
Points his camera phone out of the cockpit window and watch this as he zooms in. A metallic-looking object, a polyhedron of some sort, whizzes by in a straight line. We slow it down and zoom in further. You can see it kind of looks like a cube.
It has these kind of little points that stick out.
I don't think anybody actually knows what the real story is about non-human intelligence. And I think non-human intelligence is a pretty smart moniker for what we're dealing with here. Because if you've got a supposed alien species from another planet that's visiting, and yet they're abducting you, stealing you from your sleep, if the stories are true, and then telling you where they're from, but they don't want to be honest with you when they take you, why would you ever believe them, right? So are they some sort of advanced human species? Are they aliens? Are they interdimensional beings? Like, we don't really know at this point, unless the people who have it, like Lockheed or Boeing or whoever owns the proprietary stuff, comes out and says, yeah, the biologics that we have are from another planet, and this is the reason why, and here are the photos and videos to prove it. But I wanted to show this video because UAP or UFOs come in all different shapes and sizes. And I've spoke to a ton of people over the years about this. Nuclear physicist Stanton Friedman. I talked to people who claim to have been abducted by aliens, who have witnessed them. I've even seen one myself, and it looked like kind of like an orb, right? Like with something inside it. Kind of like what Ryan Graves saw when he reported on the cube within the sphere. I don't know if this is a real video, but there's definitely something huge going on. And I probably should make mention that, you know, everyone's talking about this November surprise in regards to information coming about alien life, NHI, non-human intelligence. And the rumors are it's November 13th, but I think November 13th is also alluding to a House or a Senate meeting, followed by another one on the 19th of November this year. So maybe we'll find out more then.
On August 22nd, 2024, a security camera captured a glowing orb of light, transforming into a human. How would you explain this?
I absolutely love this video. Just the whole concept of an orb, like traveling through a field and then manifesting to people. And it's interesting because you hear these stories all the time, whether it's like historical stories of fairies or the modern day alien phenomenon in association with orbs, and even like biblical stories of angels. And sometimes these things appear in a ball of light, right? And then they disappear. So I don't know if this video is legit. but it's super cool. I love this video, and I love that it's reported to be on security camera footage too, which makes it even more spooky.
Peace to my soul family, peace to my soul tribe. Today we're gonna talk about orbs and what are they? And why are you seeing them? Come on, check it out. Now I know throughout our journey we may begin to experience and see things that we really don't know what it is. One of which will be orbs. We're gonna also talk a little bit about eye floaters too, because that's synonymous with this. So we done already talked about when you see static. And when you look up in the sky, you see something that looks like glitter. But it's not glitter, those are actually biophotons, which are living like entities, living like creatures. We talked about shadow people. But what about when you see them orbs just float across your face? Or they just come through the wall and just be sitting there for a second? They'll float right past so gracefully. Sometimes they may be different colors. Some of them may be brighter than some other ones. What are these orbs? So you can equate orbs in the same way you can equate auras in a sense. Because when you see these orbs, like I said, sometimes they may be different colors, right? And then if you tapped in with your sentient side, your empathetic side, you should be able to feel what this orb is. Now, when you are seeing these orbs, you have to understand what a Merkaba is, right? Mer meaning light, Ka meaning life force energy, Ba meaning body. Sacred geometrically, this is what a Merkaba would look like. 111, showing you perfect synergy between the properties of the elements. Water, which would be a down pointing triangle. Fire, which will be the up pointing triangle. Air, which will be a triangle with a line through it. And earth, which will be a down facing triangle with a line through it. So these Merkabas are light body activation vehicles. This is how ascended masters, angels, different elemental beings, this is how they travel through the ethers. This is how they travel through this electromagnetic grid, this field that's all around us. This is part of how they send telepathic messages to you. Now, when you see a Merkaba, it's not gonna look like this. It may be if you see it late at night in the condensed ether, and you see in the spectrums of the rays being emanated off of these Merkabas, it may look like this. But in all actuality, this Metatron's cube, this tetrahedron, actually moves. When you're inside of your light body vehicle, the tetrahedrons spin, right? And if these tetrahedrons are luminous, when they're spinning, it will appear to be an orb. So when you're seeing these orbs, you're actually seeing different forms of entities, whether they be your ancestors, different gods, different fairies, or elemental beings, whether they be angels, whatever the case may be. You're seeing these entities show up to you in their light body vehicle. 222, and then if it's comfortable for you, they will actually take form. What does this got to do with eye floaters? I know what I'm talking about. These things that y'all be seeing in y'all eye. When you see these eye floaters, you're actually looking into a different dimension. I would like to perceive that you're actually looking into the quantum field. And these eye floaters are a type of energy that is being emitted from this quantum field that you're looking into. That makes the shapes of portals, different ley line structures, and things like that. When you see these eye floaters, you're beginning to tap into the quantum realm, the quantum field, or the field of possibility, which allows you to begin to see all these things like orbs and shadow people, in conjunction with the pineal gland and many other organs.
This dude is kind of talking about a lot of the things that we just mentioned, right? Orbs, non-human intelligence, spirits, the different forms and geometry that we could potentially take. Maybe if we were interdimensional in nature, or maybe this is the form we take after death. You know, I've even personally had some experiences in altered states where I was geometry within geometry inside a giant machine of some kind. Excellent. So this whole concept and the history and religion of the Merkaba, UAP, and orbs and beings, there might be something to this. Because if you've read Chris Bledsoe's book, UFO of God, you'll know that, you know, he mentions this, some of these things coming from orbs of light. And if you haven't read the book, whether you believe it or believe him or not, I think it's a great read, and you probably should if you're an aficionado of UAP or UFO literature.
Oh boy. What did you say? We are definitely surrounded.
Because everybody loves to be happy, and so many people like this short on the Intergalactic House of Pancakes YouTube page, I had to throw it here at the end. It's just so cute. I couldn't help it. That's it for today. If you liked what you saw and you want to see more content, like, subscribe, and we'll come back at you. And in the meantime, stay weird.